What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to be answering your questions. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Do you like to be called by a nickname? Not really. I was called Joe growing up, and Joe just feels too generic, you know? I like Joseph. It also sounds classier, like a real man. How is your mom doing? I'm so glad that somebody asked this because I needed to update you guys. If you saw in my life update video, I talked about how my mom was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which is one of the deadliest forms of cancer, and it's because it's hard to detect, and so it's usually caught when it's at stage 3 or 4. Luckily, my mom's was caught before that, and her last CT scan came back normal. So it's like a really good sign. CT scans do have to come back normal for 5 years for them to be considered cured, but it's a step definitely in the right direction. Since you moved to Austin, what is something you like the most about where you live? I like how close we are to Hayden's mom and stepdad. They're super fun to spend time with, and they feed us like multiple times a week. They're amazing, and I've really enjoyed getting to know them better. Was it hard bearing your secret of being gay, and now that you've come out, do you feel more relieved? Oh, absolutely. A lot of people that are closeted worry about what they say or do because they're trying to make sure that nothing they do or say sounds gay. Once you're out, you never have to worry about something like that. You just be yourself. It's such a nice way to live, honestly. That authenticity is freeing. I really resonate with your story when you said your goal was to bridge between the LGBTQ+ community and the religious communities. I feel like I'm in the same position being gay and Christian. How do we represent the LGBTQ+ community to our religious friends? And conversely, how do we represent the church to our LGBTQ+ friends? That's an awesome question. I'm not sure if you've ever heard the phrase, people don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. If somebody says something homophobic and you're instantly on the defensive side, where you're snapping back at them, that's probably not going to change their opinion of the LGBTQ+ community in a positive way. That's not to say we shouldn't stand up for ourselves. It's critical to be respectful of other people's opinions, but also to stand up for what you believe in. But I think that there's kind ways of doing that. When somebody's coming from that position, people are way more open-minded. Do you still have your faith? I no longer go to the Mormon church. I do still believe in God, and I still consider myself a Christian. A lot of my faith is still being figured out right now, and I feel like that's okay. Faith is something that's constantly growing and changing throughout your life, and we should be able to study and learn more about what we believe and why we believe it. If you have a day off, what do you usually do? On our days off, sometimes we play video games. We also like exploring the city, finding new parks or hikes. We also love spending time with friends. What's your favorite camera for taking photos? The nicest and best camera that I've owned is the Sony a7R III, and it's amazing for taking photos, and it makes for really clean footage as well. It's my personal favorite. I also have the Sony a6400. It's really good for things like vlogging because you can flip up the camera lens so you can make sure you're in the frame and whatnot. What's your favorite roller coaster? In Utah, there's a theme park called Lagoon. There's a ride called Cannibal, and it has the steepest drop in North America. The reason that it's the steepest is because not only does it go down, it also even curves in a little. My sister blacks out every time, which is probably not good, but it's definitely a thrill. It's such a fun ride. I also love Goliath at the Six Flags in California, just because it has such a massive drop, and I think it's so fun. I don't like any of the spinning rides. I feel like they just make you feel gross and they're not that fun. But yeah, any roller coaster with a big drop. All joking aside, if a fan went to Austin, Texas, would you be willing to meet up with them? I already have. As long as I've been messaging the person for a while and I feel comfortable meeting up with them, absolutely. How were you finally able to forgive your parents for their reaction to you coming out? There wasn't really much to forgive them for. It was a very understanding process for both sides, for the most part. Something that helped me though, kind of get their perspective. Somebody asked me how long it took me to come to terms with my own sexuality, and I was like, well, my whole life. They asked, how long have your parents known? And it had only been a little while. And so I feel like that helped put things into perspective, it's gonna take time, and that's okay, it's a process. And even though it's hard to wait, time really does help in so many ways. How tall are you? I am somewhere between 6 foot and 6'1". Have you ever tried role-playing like D&D? If so, what did you think? I have not, but I'm open to try it someday. Who was your first ever celebrity crush? Have you guys seen Phil of the Future? Phil is my first celebrity crush. I just remember thinking he had the cutest smile, and he was such a nice guy. Do Do you listen to much gay music? Well, let's check Spotify. I assume by gay music you're talking about all the pop icons. Let's see, I don't have any Britney Spears songs saved. I do like the song Circus, and I like Womanizer, and I like Toxic. I feel like those are my favorites for Britney. I know I have Taylor Swift songs saved. My favorite Taylor Swift song is All You Had to Do Was Stay from her 1989 album. By far my favorite of her albums. Ariana Grande, I've got 6 songs saved by her. My favorite of Ariana Grande's is Thinking About You. Thinking About You is amazing. You guys need to all listen to it. Oh my gosh. I don't have any Lady Gaga songs saved. That's crazy. I do like some of her other stuff. I like Bad Romance and Applause. So yeah, I definitely listen to some like gay music. Is there anywhere outside of the US that you haven't visited that you would really like to see? I would love to go to Singapore. I've heard it is beautiful over there and it's just a very clean city. And I feel like it would be somewhere I'd really love to go. All right. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for those of you that submitted questions. It makes me feel special that you guys even cared to ask them. So thank you. There's something that's exciting that's happening and I really want to tell you guys, but I'm also trying to be a good YouTuber and like not spoil any surprises. But there's good things coming and I'm really excited to share them with you guys. But yeah. So make sure that you subscribe and click the bell icon. It also helps if you allow push notifications on your phone from YouTube. That'll make it so that you know as soon as I post a video. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much and I'll see you guys next time.